Hello guys and welcome again to my channel. A few weeks ago I created a video on how to create a Brutalism website from scratch, part 1. Today we're gonna be doing part 2. This is the end result. So it is a magazine concept for a publishing website. Let's say we have dark and light mode. So there is a lot going on here in these layouts. So without further details, let's get right into it. This layout that we've done is still at the beginning of its phase. So in order to use styles, I changed my mind. So I decided today to use variables. This is more powerful. You can reference variables within variables. You can pass it later on to front-end developers. You can use variables for paddings, corner radius, colors. So let's do this, guys, today. So how we create a variable? Well, you can unselect everything in the canvas. You can go here to local variables and you can create your first variable. But let's see what we have here. So we have this layout in dark mode and we should create the same one in light. So if instead of creating two layouts with variables, we can create one that addresses both themes. You will see in just a second. So let's see what we have here. For titles, we have e2 e2, so we can store this value into a variable. This is a good idea. We have these colors to distinguish categories, so we can store them also in variables. For unselected links in the navigation menu, we have color, a different gray. We have this one, we have this one. For separators, another gray, and for vertical separators, another gray. And of course the background color. So as you know, front-end developers use Bootstrap, the most well-known front-end framework. So a good idea to name your variables to be on the same page with them. You can go here and name your variables do. But if not, you can use whatever names you want. So without further details, let's create our color variables. Click here and create variables. Choose color and let's add a name here and a value. So for black background, we use color. For white, and now we have 11 variables. Good to go. So we're not gonna apply these variables on our layout. We have to reference them from here, from the tokens collection. Okay, but before we reference them, let's define our gray. Our grays, let's group them. Let's create a group called grays. Okay, let's go, and for all these, let's name these brand. Okay, so this is called color brand and this is called color gray. So these both groups belong to this one named color. Okay, so I think this is it. Let's move on to tokens in order to trigger them, and let's create our first variables. Of course, that is all text primary, and as you can see, for dark theme the text primary is white. But let's select the library and let's choose for brand white. So this is the text, the color for the text primary in dark mode. So let's choose and rename this mode into dark. Let's create another color variable for called surface primary, and again this is black for dark mode. And let's duplicate this and let's say text teal is this one. Let's duplicate text orange purple is this one. Let's duplicate text orange this one. Let's duplicate text coral this one, and text yellow this one. Okay, and let's make another one called text secondary for paragraphs and titles, and let's choose this one, and for borders let's say separator one, this one, and separator 2. Let's change the separator here. Okay, and here this one. Okay, so I think a good idea is to group these ones. Okay, let's group the called text, and let's group these separators text, and let's create another more here, surface teal. We want to address these ones, white, purple, yellow. Okay, let's make surface invert, because we have cases where we choose a white background on dark mode. Okay guys, so in order to apply here the variables, click on fill, click libraries, click surface, and you see surface primary, and now it's applied the variable, and we can we have to choose white color for a light theme. So how we do that? Let's go to tokens and click here plus, and for light mode the background color is this one, and invert is this one. So we switched the variables. So surface primary for dark mode is black, and for light mode is white. Let's see if that works. Let's save, but Figma automatically saves. Okay, so now these polygons appeared here. So changed variable mode, tokens, this is dark. So we selected dark, and we see that with the surface primary has been applied to dark. Once we switch to light, you see that the background has already switched. So this is very, very powerful. Here we have a background. I think we should delete this. Okay, so now when we switch the mode, you see that already has been changed. So I think it's powerful. So we end up with one layout that addresses both themes. So it reduces our time, energy, and money. Let's select this H1, and let's choose text primary for dark mode. And if we switch to light, you see this we haven't applied the text primary for, see here. Okay, now it's working. You see, this is the difference. So we have to address all these values here. So okay, let's see, for dark mode we have to apply this the same value, text primary. No, not this one, but this one, text primary here. So we have to use variables from the token collection, not from the primitives ones. See here, we have primitives and we have tokens. So these are the variables that we should apply. Okay, guys. So let's select all these navigation links, the unselected ones, and let's text secondary, but let's create another variable here on text, duplicate as say text unselected called this one, and for mode is this one. Okay, now let's select all our links and let's choose unselected, and once we change the theme mode, you see that everything run smoothly. Okay, let's choose this one and let's say that is text secondary. Let's say text primary. Okay, so the dark mode is now working. Okay, guys, so we have to define something here. So color text secondary for light theme is something like this, and unselected something like this. So I think now it's more accurate. You see here, so we have this Monday. I want to be text secondary because I don't want this to be that emphasized. So if we switch here, see here that is as E2. Okay guys, so bear with me a few moments here because we have to nail this. Let's select these separators and let's add a value. So separator 1. Okay, let's see if this value has been applied to the light mode as well. So separators. Oh, for light mode, let's see what colors we have for separators in light mode. So you see it's quite very dark. So separators. So for dark mode, I think something like this for light mode, and for these very light gray, something like this. Okay, let's see how that worked. So let's select this artboard. See here that is already applied. Let's select this and apply the variable. So you see I'm applying the variables on both light or dark theme, and as you can see I just type text and set secondary. Let's select all the titles and let's click library text secondary, and here as well, and text secondary here as well, text secondary. Okay, so we're almost done. These vertical separators we have to address here, library separator 2, and for vertical separator 1, and this is again a vertical. Okay, separator 2. So the horizontal separators are more vivid than the vertical ones. Okay, so I think we're almost done with applying the variables, but with a few things. So you see here the color for categories is very clear, is seeing very nicely, but when we switch to light mode, these labels are very light, so you can barely see them. So how we gonna do that to apply another values for the light theme is very simple. Here you see here that the same values are applied for light theme as well, and we want to choose another variables, but we don't have. So how we're gonna do that? Let's move to primitives, let's select brand, and let's make another group here, and let's say this group is called dark mode because these values are with dark mode. And let's duplicate the group and let's say light here, and let's just add a darker values here. So these category labels can be seen in light mode. So this is it, guys. Let's switch the tokens, and let's see here. For light we choose this until for dark, for light we choose this variables, and so on. So I think here is let's switch again to the light mode, and let's apply text tail. Let's apply again text purple. Here text yellow. Let's apply here text orange, and we have here programming, that is again with that is with this coral. Okay, and here we have business. If I'm not mistaken, business is with this style, but you have to hold option command C to copy the style and option command V to paste the style. So now I think when we switch to the light mode, you see here that this variables applied also for the light mode, and these are very dark and you can read them. The readability has been increased, but not too much. I want the readability for these labels to be a bit darker. So let's change the again on the primitives. Let's choose for light mode a very dark values, more darker. We have to be able to read them. So let's make that. Let's see the end result. Yes, so I think now this is much better, but I'm not completely happy with this one. Okay, so now I think we are good to go. Okay guys, so as you know, Figma doesn't support to apply variables with shadows. So here there is no variables. So I think what I did here, I made to the components and I created this group, and you see here that it has two symbols here. Text, this is a text button on the light mode, this is the same button on dark mode. So let's say here it's light, see here, and when we switch to dark we have to change here as well. So this is the only drawback, we cannot apply this here the shadows on the images, on the buttons, but I think the drawback doesn't compare with the advantages that variables bring on to the table. So again, let's move on and create, what is this with the, let's create this one, because you see here that is different. So we don't have pictures here, so I have to delete the pictures and add the user. Am I productive or not? And I have a powerful tool here. Find out more. Find out more, and here I have work ethic eliminates fear. Work ethic eliminates fear. Dream big. Okay, and now we have to add the user. So see here, we have to select ellipse, and we have to click here and add a name called Adriana and Ray. This is my lovely wife, and let's select both these and click Shift A in order to add an auto layout. Let's change the direction, let's change the horizontal, let's make it a bit on 16 pixels, and let's something like 32 on width and height. And on field, let's choose image from here, and let's choose this image. You see, let's rename this something like author. Okay, and as you can see here, I want this to be a bit, to have a bigger distance. So let's fill container, let's select the author name and fill container, and let's increase a bit the distance here. Okay, so the author and the content here is title should be a little bit bigger. Okay, so this is the author. Let's duplicate, let's delete in order to reduce the time. Let's say here business work it. I should have done this before. Eliminates fear. Dream big. And this is something like Hans Christian Andersen. Okay, I want here to change a bit here the vertical alignment. Let's choose another image, and this is really the Hans. Okay, but I don't like it, so something like that should work. Okay guys, so I think we can now move on. We have addressed both themes, dark, light. You see here that let's delete the shadow here because we're not gonna use them anymore. Let's copy the style, let's paste here. Okay, so I think we can move on. Okay, so let's move on. You see the titles are not what I like, so it's not something that I like. So let's make the titles dark. So this is a primary. Let's select again. Okay, and let's say primary. Let's make this text a bit medium. Okay, so now I think what happened here. So no text purple. Okay, text coral, and for business. Okay guys, so let's switch to dark mode, and I think this is very powerful. Let's duplicate this separator, and this is named, let's rename this content. Let's copy and paste the separator, and let's get rid of that padding. So I think if I'm moving too fast, please tell me in the comments. And as you can see, I prefer the dark theme. I don't know why, I like it most. I also like the light mode, but nowadays, oh, so we have not applied here text secondary. Let's copy, paste, and as you can see, if we switch from dark mode, you see that the author name appears. Okay, so it's a lot of back and forth between switching from dark to light, but you got a point. So I think we are very good to go. Okay. Okay, here the separator is filled. It's under the content. Okay. So everything is okay. So let's make this section popular this week. Okay, popular this week. Okay, bear with me guys. So this is something like 12. Let's make it something like uppercase, and let's make it semi-bold italic. Okay, let's make it 28. Okay, and let's create these buttons here. So as you can see here, an important difference is when you use variables. Variables are displayed within rectangles and styles with circles. So let's create that next and prev arrows buttons. So let's click here. Let's make them in the variant. Okay, let's move this here, and this type is icon, is an icon button for light mode, and let's get rid of the here, and let's choose an arrow. Let's I have an arrow here for a design system that I've done. Okay, so this is prev. Okay, and if we duplicate here, this is for the dark. Okay, let's move this a bit down, and then let's choose arrow here, forward. Okay, let's make it a bit squared. 12. Let's copy the style, let's paste them, let's arrange them vertically on the middle. Okay, so this is my process guys, bear with me to the end. By the end of this video you will have access to this file as a freebie. So again, let's go to assets, and let's access those buttons. Icon, not on but local. Okay, so let's select here icon. Okay, so let's select dark mode. Okay, so I think we should only make a button here, and we can just change the icon. Okay, so now we are good to go. Let's make an auto layout called buttons. Okay, and with distance to 8. Okay, let's make them, and let's create an auto layout with all these components called title. Okay, so let's bring that in the content parent, and as you can see here, we are creating a new. Okay, so what we have here, we want to make this auto and this field, and we have to give a little bit of a distance. Okay, and we have 40 pixels here. Okay guys, so we want to apply here a border. Let's separate this, not on fill but on borders. Let's create 12 pixels. Okay, let's make them fixed width without padding. Okay, let's increase the vertical padding a bit. Let's make it something like 8. Here's something like 16 or 20. Not, but 16 will work just fine. Okay, so I don't like this one because this was from the old, and this is arrow. Okay, okay guys, so bear with me till the end. Let's just this element repeats a lot with this one, so let's add this one here. This is popular, and let's make an auto layout again on called popular. This one is called title. Select here, select the direction, duplicate this, select all these entries and change the direction, and make again an auto layout. Change the direction, choose fill container, choose field for each one, select all and make them fill. Add a fill. Let's add separators between them, and let's call these articles, and let's add our separators. What's happening here? Let's duplicate again. Let's change a bit the distance. Okay, let's increase a bit the height of the images. Okay, let's reduce this vertical alignment, and on something is not right because we want them to be hugged to take its all content, and I think this is it, guys. Let's make this a bit smaller, something like 42 is 42, and okay. And if you want to make this arrow a bit smaller, you have here to click fill, here again, fill, and you can manipulate the width and the height of the arrow with these values here from the auto layout. So I think 12, I like it how it's on 12. Okay, but I don't like the distance between those buttons, so let's bring them close to one another. Let's add a bit of extra padding on the vertical alignment. Okay, and let's add our separator here. Okay, let's duplicate the separator and let's move on. Okay guys, so we're getting closer and closer. Let's see how this looks on the light mode. Yes, it's very good. Okay, I like it. Okay, just switch to dark because I like dark the most. Okay, So what we have here, let's duplicate this. I think we should reuse our element, and let's bring it out, and we have something like top articles 2023. We don't have these buttons anymore. The background here is white, so we have to choose surface invert, and here text, we have to create a variable called text invert. So you see, you can always come back and define your variable here. Go to token, go to text, duplicate text invert. You see, because we have black text over white background on dark mode, and here we can choose black, and here for text invert for light is also black. You see here? Okay, let's see. Text invert switches. Okay, now it's working just fine. Let's get rid of that stroke. Okay, let's increase a bit padding. Let's increase the corner radius. No, corner radius is okay, 12. But okay, so this height is 58. This height is 66 because of those buttons. It's okay. So top articles, and we have a flat list here. 1, 2, 3. That's with the top articles. So it's text designing. Okay, we can copy this one and apply it to this one. Okay, designing stinky menus. Wix guidelines. Now we have we can use something like assets. Get here and type, let's call this 1, and let's decrease the vertical padding, and let's go to layers, select 2Ds, create an auto layout called 1. Okay guys, so here is the 1. Let's duplicate this a lot, and let's change 2. Hold on command in order to select the digit. Change. Okay, I will not gonna, let's create here not a layout called top articles. Let's rename. You have to be very organized. Let's change here the direction, align to the left, and let's duplicate this and change the direction in order to create this one, this programming category. And you see here we have to give it a fixed width of 1200. Okay, and you have here to give it a fill, and here to give it a fill, and you see here something is almost done. You have to select every group within the parent group and give them the same values. Okay, so let's select this, and let's say we want the surface. So we have to define the surface, but let's go to here, and let's go to text separators, and create a variable called surface teal, And for light theme, I think also for the same color that is for dark. Let's duplicate and let's orange, orange, orange. Let's give the same value, yellow, purple, purple, purple. Let's change the order. Let's duplicate again, yellow. Okay, yellow, yellow, duplicate, and then choose coral, coral, coral. Okay guys, so that's pretty much it. Let's rename this programming. Okay, let's say that is programming. Let's on here surface coral, I think. Okay, I don't like this color. It has to be a bit lighter, so go again, go to primitives and coral, make it something like that. As you can see, it updated automatically. Okay, so we have to add some vertical separators here. So just choose the parent, separator, and we have to give it a color, separator. Okay, let's duplicate as much as we can. Okay, I think I have a problem with this. Let's make it manually. Okay, let's move it a bit, and let's delete, and let's okay. Let's decrease the padding here. It's too high. We have also 7. Okay. So here we are, guys. We are almost done. We have to add a vertical separator here on these ones. Bring it to the middle. Okay, you see here it's filled. It takes the whole height depending on what the content is. You can, it's still gonna work. Okay guys, so we're getting closer. Bear with me, we have to add this main article here. We can, I think we can use something like this one. So instead of having these ones here, we have to copy and paste. Just click fill and let's get rid of the category. Let's make it 24. Let's align to the left. Let's decrease a bit the line height, 32. Let's make it 28. Okay, how to work in a team even if you're working from home. Okay, you see here, all you have to do is to align this on the left and this on the left, and it's still not, yeah, it has a padding here. Okay, let's align this text. Let's get rid of the button. Okay, let's decrease the height. Okay, so you have to be careful on these values from auto layout. So in order to be flexible, you should always check here the fill container. So you have to create a parent auto layout group that is called top and programming, And what I have here, another auto layout that manipulates this whole content, another auto layout that manipulates this another category. Inside it an title that has an auto layout, and it doesn't matter the content, it will adapt smoothly. So let's switch. You always have to create the field, choose the fields value from the auto layout, not fixed, not hack. Okay guys, so let's make it 32, and let's see here that I have also an auto layout, but I think we should get rid of this auto layout because too many auto layouts here. Okay, so let's choose this first article and let's decrease the space between the picture and the excerpt. Let's make it something like 24. Okay, let's create these two ones. We can copy and paste from here. So you see, reutilize the elements that I have. So we can move very quick. Let's add a separator, an horizontal one. I think let's move this. So in the programming, I have added this. Let's decrease the distance, and now it's all working nice and smooth. Let's increase a bit padding. Okay, and let's add another title, the best VR headsets for 2020, start with our tested recommended products. Okay, so here if we add longer titles it will adapt, but I will not do that in the video. I want you to understand the process and not to add the title content. Okay, so let's switch again to light. Okay, so you see that it's working very good. Okay guys, so here is an error. We can fix this. Something like we want here a text invert. We don't want text invert because also here you see text invert, and here surface in, not surface invert, but we have to choose something like color white. And now I think it's good to go. You see it's already, we can use something like gray. So in order to adapt, we should use if we have the same colors on both themes, white and gray, you can choose a neutral color that won't affect the themes. So you see here, I think it's a good compromise to choose this gray both on dark and light mode. So you see it's very powerful. Okay, let's add the vertical separator here, and we can move on to the most commented ones. Okay, so we have 3 buttons: text, icon button, and see here text and icon. So what we do here, okay, let's duplicate this, and let's say this is text and icon. Let's get rid of the double O. Let's move this a bit. Let's give a distance here. Okay, and for dark mode, something like that. bit of room here. Copy and paste the style. You see here the distance is 12. Let's add distance 12, and is a conflict between our symbols, so let's make it dark, and now everything is okay. This is a light theme. We should duplicate this and make it, just copy the style, and let's select the background, 12 12 12 12, and this is also for dark, so no more conflicts here. Okay guys, so we are very organized. Okay, so bear with me till the end. Let's skip this most commented or not, because we can do this very quickly. So let's duplicate this entire section of popular this week, and let's make it most commented. Okay, let's get rid of the auto layout from the group. Let's select this one, and let's say text and icon, and view all. Oh, what happened to our arrow? It has a field option, so we have to let's select our contents here, and let's say 16 again, and let's say dark, and you see how everything is looking very good. Okay, let's select here fixed. Okay, and we are good to go. Okay guys, so what we have here, some titles, author. Let's steal the author from here. Just Command C, and let's get rid of the images. Okay, why? Let's remove the pic. Let's remove the pic. So you have to reuse your elements as much as you can. Let's add here the author. Let's add here the author. Let's add here and here. And I want to add categories, so let's add design, because we have to know what are the most commented articles and their categories. Okay, let's fill, because if we have categories with longer titles, you have to give them fill in order to adapt our layout. Okay, so what else we have? We have the images, the image of the author on the other side. So I think the date as well, or the occupation. So duplicate this, select the author and the occupation, choose the direction, reduce the space between the gap between all these, give it a smaller value, make it regular, decrease, make it something like auto. This is like senior editor. Okay, author, something like content, I don't know. make it something like this, and you have to give a bit of a distance between title and author. As again, let's make it something like 12. Okay, so I think this is very good. Let's copy this author and paste it here, delete this, select this, paste here, select this, paste here. Okay, this content, let's move this out. Okay, everything is okay, I think, guys. Now let's change the bit, the name, Michael Jackson Edison Tesla Washington. So you see, no matter the length of the content, it's still looking very good. And let's say this is Hans Christian Andersen again. You can choose whatever names you love it. And this is something like my friend Sergio Perot from Chisinau. Okay, this is the guy. Okay, and let's see, this has text primary, text secondary, and if we update this to light, yes, everything is looking very good, except that you have to change here in the light mode. Okay, let's undo, let's switch again to dark, and let's create this design inspiration category. Okay, let's see if we can reutilize something from here. I think this one will work. And this one's from here, so let's copy this one. Let's close our layers by clicking Option and L. Okay, and let's select content and popular, and let's paste this one. Let's steal this title here. Okay, and let's add the title, and let's select all these two and create an auto layout again. Okay, this one is called design inspiration. Okay, just hold, select the title, remove the separator, on fill, go to the surface, purple, and here text, because this is the same text, and text primary for dark is white and text primary for light is black. But how we gonna apply black on both? Color black. So this is what we have to do. Okay, and let's, okay, so design inspiration is called this one, and we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 articles here. Let's add this one here. Okay, guys, so this one, let's create again an auto layout, selecting two, by selecting these two, change here. This has a fixed width of 1200, and you see everything adapted smoothly. Okay, let's see, everything looks very good. You have to be sure that these two have the fill option. Okay, let's decrease a bit the gap, 32 24, something like that. Let's remove the title. Okay, and instead of this one you should have images. Okay, let's select this one, and instead of main we should have like this one, and let's say fill, again, let's say fixed, and let's say I don't know, and fix something like 80. Okay, move it here on top. Let's add date. Let's select this one, and let's select this one, and let's give it a hug, and select these two, create an auto layout, move the direction, remove the gap. That's it. September 21st 2023 at 4 p.m. Okay, that's it. And this frame we should copy here. Let's decrease a bit here the width. Okay guys, so I think we have our first element ready. So this is a frame that contains 6 articles. Let's choose fill. Let's choose fill. Okay, fill on date. I think it's okay because okay guys, so we're getting very close. Let's make it 80 because I see that there is a rectangle, and let's 20, let's make this 24 and make this 16, and let's increase a bit the gap. Make it a bit smaller, the images, and let's make something like that. Okay, and let's get rid of all these articles because we're gonna be using this one to duplicate by hitting Command D or Control D if you are on Windows. Five and one more, 6. Okay, let's remove this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's remove this one. Okay, we're getting closer and closer. Let's align this to middle. Let's align this to middle. Let's see if this one has a variable. It has. This one, it has. Okay, so let's increase a bit the gap here. Okay, I want this to be on light. Okay, so let's add a vertical separator. Okay, what is, oh my god, vertical separator should be this, should be placed here. Vertical separator. Okay, so I think something is wrong here. The distance is very because we have an extra element that we don't need. And see here, let's increase a bit the padding. Let's make it 28. Okay, and let's create these 3 and we're good to close this tutorial. I think this was very long, but you got the idea. Let's add 28 here as well in order to be consistent. Okay guys, let's create this one. Let's duplicate this one. Let's use a horizontal separator as well. Let's place it here underneath, under these two categories. Let's click business. Okay, let's get rid of the button. Okay, let's choose steel. Okay, this call is called business, this category, the business title. What we have here, let's place this whole we have 3 articles here, so I think a powerful way is to remove these two, remove these separators, so we have 3 articles here that is pretty much similar to this one, and 1 article. So let's place this main article under this frame, make it first. Okay, and let's ungroup this because there are too many groups. Okay guys, so you see how I play with this a lot. So see here what we have: title, frame, and a bunch of other elements. 1, 2, 3, and the vertical separator should be out of this category. Okay, let's delete it for now. Okay, so now what we have here, fixed fill. Let's make it fill. Let's make it fill. So everything is good. I think we should duplicate this business and lifestyle. Let's rename this lifestyle, and you see in how fast we're gonna build this. Let's rename the group as well. How fast we're gonna do these 3 categories. Let's select both these 2. Let's click Shift A in order to add an auto layout. Change the direction. Let's rename this 3. Let's create a width of 1200. Okay, now open up the main group and click here fill, and click on lifestyle and add fill, and you see everything adapted very good. So I'm very happy. The only difference here is to align this text on the left and the description on the left as well. Okay, let's copy and paste style as much as we can. Let's decrease the padding. I think 20 pixels is good, so let's use this, let's use that, but let's use 24. This is it. This is the right value. Let's add here the author as well, so author and date. I think we can steal it from here. Okay, so just let's rename this 1, 2, 3, and 4, and go on first one and just type, just paste the, you see here it's a fixed value. Click it hug in order to add the author to take its height. Okay, what else we have here? We have to switch, we have to merge these 2. So how we're gonna do that? Let's remove the auto layout. Let's move the order. Let's create the auto layout here. Author. Okay, something went wrong. This has fixed. you have again to give it a fill, and the parent group again a fill, something like here. Let's increase the author something like 48. I love it. Let's increase here something like 16, and the author something like 18. 18. Gap is 24. Let's move here to the second one. Okay, again the same action. I want this separator to be here as well. Move this, and on this category this separator to be here as well. What else we have? Author and date on the same level. So what we should do, just ungroup this, see, just click fill, just click here hug, and again fill, hug, range to the right. Okay, let's decrease a bit the width of the avatar. Picture profile is too big, and the distance here is too much, so give it 16. Author, copy and paste this whole component and paste it over here in order to reflect the layout. And I think what else we can do, just select lifestyle and just command it in order to duplicate, and let's call this tech. Let's select and let's surface orange, surface yellow. Okay, business surface. So you see, I'm choosing values from the tokens variables. So we should add view all on each category. This is left. Okay, so this is it, guys. Let's go to assets. Let's click get let's choose our buttons here. Let's select again. Okay, now we have selected, we have added our button. Let's make it fill container in order to take the whole width. And here you see we have hug. We should choose fill and choose the vertical alignment to middle. Okay, so let's choose text and icon. Okay, but you see the icon is near to the text, so get rid of the fill, choose hug, and here choose middle. So you see there is a lot of back and forth. I am not an I don't know, from the first phase I get wrong sometimes, but I change it accordingly. That's design, so it's not rocket science, but you got a point here. Let's click dark in order to see the, let's add the separator. Okay, so let's copy and paste here. So select lifestyle and just copy and paste here. Select tech, copy and paste here. Okay, let's see how it looks on light theme. Okay guys, this is the end result here. I think we should have smaller sizes for text here. Let's click 20. So we have 20 here. Okay, let's add this 20. Copy and paste styles a lot. Copy and paste styles a lot. Copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. Okay, we are consistent, we look good on each team, even on light, even on dark. All you have to do is choose your images as you like. I used a lot of images from raw pixels. You can go to rawpixel.com, choose woman, I don't know, let's I don't know, copy image. Okay, let's go to Figma, let's choose, okay, and copy and paste your image. And I think this is the process of how you adding images. When I was a few years back, I went to the website, download in my computer. After that, just place it on the rectangle. No, just copy the image by clicking Command C or Control C if you are on Windows. Go to your website, paste, paste, and you reinforce your creative process. Okay, so we're getting closer. We want to move on with part 3, where I use variables for spacing in order to be more accurate. But still with me on part 3 very very soon, and by the end of part 3 I will give you the file in order to play with it and to use it for your personal or commercial projects. So guys, stick with me to the end. Thank you so much. Have a nice day, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.